Hey, what's up everyone? Phantaram here. Today I wanted to make an announcement that my Twitch and YouTube channel will be shifting gears back to Guild Wars 2. The expansion was announced 2 days ago, Path of Fire. I think a lot of the new classes look really well designed, especially the Weaver, and if you all know me, Elementalist has been my main throughout Guild Wars 2. In the last expansion I multi-classed for my team a lot, but I still always wanted to play Elementalist. And I believe the Weaver is the potential for Elementalists to go back to like the playstyle that I really enjoy, which is like high pressure, high damage, less about supporting teammates and stuff. But Elementalists will still always have some form of team support. But I'm really excited to try to make Weaver work and make it powerful and stuff. So stay tuned to this channel on the 18th and 20th. They're going to let us play on the new elite specializations. So I'm going to be spending that whole weekend trying to figure Weaver out. So subscribe and follow this channel so you can watch that all go down. But anyways, I wanted to make this video about specs that we can play until we can play Weaver and specs that will help us prepare for Weaver. And so today I'm making a small mini guide on an Elementalist build called Fresh Air. It's probably one of the builds I'm most known for, and I've played it a lot in the past, as well as Dagger Elementalist, which I'll probably make a video on very soon, because I think Dagger Elementalist is also kind of similar to what potentially Weaver could be like. Both Fresh Air and Dagger Elementalist have potential to be kind of like Weaver, at least in general playstyle. So the reason Fresh Air will be similar to Weaver is Weaver, at least a little bit, as Weaver has this trait where when you have super speed, you rapidly lose conditions. And guess what? When you're running Fresh Air, you have super speed a lot. And Weaver already has ways to give super speed. So it feels like you're just going to have almost permanent. You're going to have super speed more often than you don't, for sure. I don't know what percentage of the time you're going to have super speed, but it's going to be really high. So anyways, there's two variations to this spec. And I'll link both of these builds below the stream, and I'll show you guys a few things here. But the first spec is with water. The air and the arcane will stay consistent, and you use Scepter Focus. So with water, you have less toughness, less armor, but you have a lot more healing, and it's probably better against condition removal and stuff, and you get to take an extra defensive utility in Mistform, which is on a pretty low cooldown now. So yeah, that's the first variation, and the second variation isn't that much different. You just take Earth here, and you take 1, 3, 2, and then instead of Mistform, you take Sign of Earth. So here, you're going to take a lot less damage when people are in melee range, which is where most of the heavy burst comes from. You'll have a lot more toughness when you're attuned to Earth, which most people will probably open on you. Or you try to make sure that, like if a thief or a mesmer stealths, you just attune to Earth, which will also give you protection. You can put the rocks above your head. You'll just have so much toughness that even though you're using a Marauder's Amulet, you take the brunt of their burst really well, which is the weakness of the water spec. And so even though it has more healing and sustain, you might just get insta-killed. So that's the advantage of this Earth spec, and this gives toughness too. Even when you use the immobilized part of it, you retain the toughness because of Written in Stone. And with Written in Stone, you also make up for the fact that you lose a lot of the sustain from water because you can use your heal, and you'll retain the passive from it. So it still doesn't quite have as much sustain as the water one, but this is the build I prefer usually. So anyways, I'll just show you guys a few things that I like to do on these kind of builds. Probably one of my just baseline combos that's just going to do a lot of damage is you just throw these rocks and then attune to Earth. If you do this properly, like if you actually start in combat and you get the initial lightning strike, it does even more. Let's kill this real quick. That new meteorologic animation is pretty sweet. So anyways, let's wait for this guy to spawn again and stay in combat. So see this? So you just throw these rocks, You can even use magnetic wave and then attune to air. Just really good damage. And so one of the other main things to get damage off of this spec is Phoenix, which sometimes you can just throw it like raw when people are being aggressive on you, throw it right in front of you and they'll run into it. But other ways are to, you know, hit them with a Gale or a Signa of Earth and then throw it when they're immobilized or knocked down. And then another way, if they're really far away and they're not expecting it, you can lightning flash on them with it like that. But the general gameplay of the build is you mostly get your damage just from Air 1 and Air 2. So outside of combos, you just kind of do something like this, you know, you're just swapping in between all your stuff. Throw some spells out while you're in those, and you swap back to Air and you just keep going. So, just using your other attunements for utility and stuff and such. Oh, actually one of the traits I have on right now is wrong. This is supposed to be Evasive Arcana. If you want to, you can take Elemental Surge and take a different utility, but I personally prefer Evasive Arcana for sustain. Mainly the water dodge roll. The other ones can be useful too, like mainly Earth for the cripple. Fire does okay damage because it burns. So yeah, Arcane is 2, 3, 1. Earth is 1, 3, 2. And Air is 2, 2. Take a Marauder's Amulet, Rune of Pack, Sigil of Purging, Energy Sigil. And like I said, I will link these builds in the description. So another alternative, if you just want to go full glass damage, is you take water. You take Aquamancer's Training, so you do 10% damage when you're above 90% health. And then you get rid of Rune of Pack. I like Rune of Pack personally for consistency. You take a Rune of Scholar, and you can swap this to like Arcane Blast or something if you like. And somebody on stream yesterday suggested that you use Elemental Surge, which, you know, at this point you're pretty glassy, so it's probably viable. Even then, I don't know. I might still take Evasive Arcana, but you can take either one. But with this build, your burst is just going to be nuts, because you have 20% extra damage when you're above 90% life. So you come out of stealth with like a thief or something, and him are gonna really hurt. See that? I just hit this guy with an Arcane Blast and a few air spells and tons of damage. Mostly, that would be the main thing to get down, is learning how to play defensive and just keeping your air damage going. Like 80% of your damage is going to be just from channeling air all the time, and small percentages of damage are going to be from your random other skills, and then sometimes you can burst with Phoenix. So yeah, I might just release like a VOD of me playing this spec soon, or if you'd like, you can tune into my stream, which I'm now streaming very often in Guild Wars 2, and I play this kind of build all the time. You can kind of get a sense for how it needs to be played. That was just Lightning Flash, Arcane Blast, swap to Air, Lightning Strike, and it basically died. So there's a lot of potential for burst from any situation, and it's very unexpected a lot of the time. So yeah, that's my little mini guide on this, and I look forward to figuring out Weaver with all you guys. And that's it. Thanks for watching.